Okay, start the dancing, Harshit. Start it
You
because
can hear the music. With
Yeah, I'm just missing. I was
headphones on.
here.
The
Yeah.
timing was very off.
Yeah.
exactly the Gavaskar. Who all Gavaskar, sir? Suresh Raina?
Gavaskar did. You know what he was doing?
What?
Gavaskar. What was Gavaskar doing?
Dancing.
What dance was that?
Yeah, he was doing the dad dance.
No.
The dubstep.
No. Yeah, these two guys don't know. I still will pardon them. This man should know.
Something to do with the Windies.
No.
No idea.
He didn't say it,
Yeah.
but I know it. He was doing the lejim, which is a.
Oh, the lazim, the Marathi,
Marathi thing.
the Slavni style.
He's like, you North Indians are doing bhangra.
So I'll do.
So I
do
do
the
my
lejim.
lejim is basically you will see these processions that go,
Yeah.
and you have the dhol, and they do
The
this.
symbols
Yeah,
are there, the
yeah,
long
symbol.
rod symbols.
They play.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'll tell you one thing, and I'm a North Indian, so I love the dhol and all of that.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, the dhol that you get in Maharashtra, na,
yes.
it's hypnotic.
It is.
So that beat, na, like the Punjabi dhol is very different, which you
Yeah.
must have been used to going to weddings and
Yes,
very.
yes, yes.
The dhol that you get in Maharashtra now for the lejim and even during Ganpati Visarjan they play sometime. That's hypnotic. That has a rhythm. That has a rhythm. It's like how I'm saying it's like trance music, right? Which keeps
Yeah.
going on
Let's
at,
play
at
it, no?
one tempo. No, you'll get a copyright. Huh?
100%.
No, not own. How do you have an own this thing?
But that's the Punjabi.
No, that's the
Not
Punjabi. No,
yeah.
you can check it out later.
You can if you go to Pandharpur, you go to Shirdi, the dhol.
You can play it. That may not have copyright because it will be by. It's not an artist, right? If
Yeah.
Unless it is an artist. in
No,
which
don't.
case-
Just do a lejim dhol on Google, YouTube. Just search it.
How do you spell
Yeah,
that?
the lazim dhol, and if you get that dhol, you'll see it in Shirdi, Pandharpur, all those places where you go for the temple processions and all
Yeah.
that.
Since we are about to play it out, make your mind because I'm going to ask you if you want to replace that with the wedding dhol that you probably have in mind.
You do realize I'm getting married to a Punjabi, right?
Yes.
If he was getting married to a Maharashtrian, already that situation would have come.
Exactly.
Maybe you want to, by the end of it, you would have some suggestion maybe for your fiance.
See, no. If he was getting married in Mumbai, that kind of a thing would have happened.
Yeah.
But he's getting
Yeah.
married in Delhi.
In Delhi to a Punjabi.
Punjabi,
not
you want to
a-
replace that?
Not replace, just an add-on.
This in a way.
No.
It won't happen.
It's blasphemous, man. It's actually
It's not
blasphemous. Of course.
No, you're adding more, bringing more cultures.
Here people will not understand that. What's the lazy
I
man?
know.
Our Punjabi don't get that. Yeah. DJs, why do you think is still popular even today in all these weddings in UP and in north of India? Because of that particular thing. Effect that has, no, you can't replace it. And that's a cultural thing.
Their brain is like next level. No, अभी नहीं when they start playing it, like when the whole thing.
Crescendo, you get it in the Ganpati Visarjan. L-E-Z.
Lazy.
It's like Zinga. That is really a different.
Wow.
That doesn't
I lost
come
my
with
earring.
Yeah, that doesn't come with the dhol, by the way.
Clearly.
Yes.
Sorry for digressing. Just in the mood.
Yeah,
No,
because
that's no
so
digression. This is part of the game, no?
No,
That's
a guy
done.
from
You
Mumbai,
celebrate.
Maharashtra.
Oh yeah.
A guy from Mumbai, Maharashtra stole the show in Delhi.
If you had asked Rohit what, and since he's such a local guy, you know, maybe if you had Shreyas Iyer, South Bombay guy,
Yeah.
he would have said, no, play me some hip hop or something. This guy, Borivali.
Borivali,
So he's like the typical, right? He would understand this dhol and the lejim and whatever happens. So if you'd asked him one music to celebrate, probably he would have picked that. So it's hypnotic when they play, and what you were listening was just the basic drum. But when the heavier drum, they all play in unison.
Oh.
It is incredible.
Goosebumps.
It's trippy. It's trippy to another level.
I have a Mumbai wedding to attend in
Yeah,
February.
but I don't
Looking
think they
forward
do
to
it so much in the wedding.
Yeah.
It's
They
not
don't
like
know.
North Indian
Processions.
Yeah, most people.
You have to go to Ganpati Visarjans. At that time, September in particular, especially the Lal Bagh side, when you do it, it's one of the 7 or 8 wonders of the world. That procession and the music that accompanies it. And why we are discussing so much about the Lazim dance and all these things, because a guy from Mumbai has stolen the show with one of the most record-breaking hundreds that you can ever see.
And
So many
speaking of
records
number
that
7,
so many records that he plundered in while he scored those.
So let's hear all the records one by one.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do Stat GPT.
Sid GPT.
Yep. So
Stat GPT.
Stat padder.
yep. Nah, not a stat paddle. No,
no, he compiles. He doesn't pad them.
Yeah. So today, the century that Rohit Sharma scored was the 7th that he had scored in all World Cups combined, breaking yet another Mumbaiker, Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar.
So he's on top of the pile.
Yes.
Nobody comes close to him.
Yep.
Number 1. Well done,
The
Rohit.
quarterfinal century, 5 2019 World Cup centuries, and now this 7.
7. So the list, illustrious list. Number 1, Rohit Sharma with 7. Number 2, Sachin Tendulkar with 6. Number 3, Kumar Sangakkara with 5. That's
Ricky
a
Ponting also.
at 5.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's
What
got
an
5.
illustrious list to be part
Yeah,
of.
he's
But
got
what
3
is
World Cups,
most incredible is the fact that Rohit has got it in 19 innings.
Yeah.
The joint fastest with David Warner. 19 centuries, 19 innings, 7 centuries, but along with that, 19 innings, 1000 plus runs in the World Cup.
ODI World Cup.
No, but look at the number of hundreds.
7.
7.
That
How many
means-
Warner got?
Warner's gotten just about 3 or 4.
Then, so in terms of runs, tied fastest with David Warner
Yep.
for 1000. That's another record that he's got.
Yes.
But I'm saying, look at that conversion in World Cups, and I'll tell you why I'm saying it, because I put a tweet out about saying, when in full flow he's so good, and then people pointing out, but on crucial games he doesn't count. For me, every World Cup game is crucial, boss.
Yeah.
Every World Cup game, doesn't mind the opposition, World Cup game is crucial. So the fact that in 19 innings he's been able to get 700s,
Almost 1 in 2 innings.
yeah, which is like all crucial innings. World Cup game, no matter who you're playing, high pressure games.
Exactly.
So absolutely stunning conversion.
Absolutely. Only 350s in that. Only 350s. That means his 50 to 100 conversion is 1:2.
It's basically he's scored double the number of tons when he's got half centuries. Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
And every condition, Australia, England, and now here in India. Everywhere he goes. So 1000.
All he needs now is some centuries in the South Africa World Cup. Yeah?
27.
And
He
he's pretty
ain't-
much
he ain't playing
No, I don't think he's playing that though.
He's not playing.
By the way,
What about a century at the Olympics?
Ew, I don't think he's
But
playing.
he's 27 is the
And that's T20 format.
Yeah.
He could get 100 at this stage, but not by the time the Olympic comes
Yep.
along. So not in LA.
2028, yeah.
I'm
Not
saying he won't play 27. Nobody is playing 1 year.
He ain't going there. So not happening there.
Yep.
But just what he's been able to achieve is incredible. But I think the biggest record is the record of most number of sixes hit in international cricket.
Yes.
Where he's gone past a Chris Gayle.
Yeah.
And you know what? And I'm so happy he's done it. I'll tell you why. And I even put a tweet out that he has changed the way, or at least forced us to change the way we look at modern day batsmanship. Because what is our general sort of an outlook towards modern day batting is that the aggressive batter has to have few qualities.
Yeah.
Either he has to be a supremely fit athlete, or he has to be a muscular hulk, or he has to be a dasher
Yeah.
who is not even muscular but totally, playing
mindset.
unconventional, predetermined, that sort of, cross-batted, some reverse, that sort of a batter. So you'll say, oh, if you had these qualities, all three would be great, but if not all three, you would need at least one of these qualities to qualify as one of the top 6 hitters. Rohit Sharma has none of those qualities.
Yes.
Firstly, he's not a supremely fit athlete, modern day supremely fit athlete. You won't count him in that. He in fact is a very old school batter. He has the fitness of an old school batter, and why I say that, old school batter said our fitness of batting for 50 overs. No, that's also fitness.
Skill first.
No, skill is another thing, but I'm saying fitness. Their fitness was that our fitness that we can bat for 50 overs, or we can bat in a test match for a day, or that's our fitness, and that's the fitness we need. And when I say bat, they're also running between the wickets and having the fitness of the back or your hamstrings, all of that.
More like the Inzamam ul Haq kind of a thing.
No, or even earlier, let's say the Vengsarkars of the world or Gavaskars of the world. They were fit in their own way, in the sense they could bat for 2 days.
Not the most agile.
So that's what I'm saying. So not a modern day athlete. So he doesn't have that.
Yep.
Why I'm clarifying that is because people will say that you're saying he's not an athlete. No, I'm saying not a modern day supremely fit athlete. He doesn't qualify for that. Secondly, you cannot be that, but then you can be a muscular Chris Gayle, Andre Russell kind of a guy with muscles, bulging arm, Popeye style thing, so you can whack the ball. So that then will qualify you as the most 6 hitter. Okay, if you don't have any of these things, then you could be like a crazy guy like a Surya Kumar Yadav or an AB de Villiers who does crazy sort of things on the field, and you say, these guys are mad basically, so they can then become. Rohit does not have any of that.
Yes.
Any of that. He doesn't bat like a crazy player with multiple innovative shots.
3 shots in his head before he takes the ball.
Neither is he a supremely fit athlete. Neither is he a muscular Hulk. Despite all that, the guy who's hit the most sixes in the history of our sport is an old school batter who has that one quality, which is the gift of timing.
Yep.
And on basis of that, I think we should look at a modern day batsmanship completely differently after what Rohit has done. Because what happens, I think, at junior level, 6 hitters, you are told, you want to be a 6 hitter, develop some muscles, bulk up. You want to be a 6 hitter, try lap this, reverse, or flat batted, helicopter. You are told all of that. Kids are told be all of that. You can't be a conventional player. Tum jaake test cricket khelo. If you want to play like that, you cannot be. If you want to be, these are the things that are the general perception we have. Kids are told. But now, if you're a coach and if I've got kids or whatever, I'll say, don't worry, boss. Concentrate on the finesse, your timing. If you get that right,
you'll clear
done. You will be successful in T20, ODIs, whatever. You can be the highest 6 setter. Imagine beating Chris Gayle. I think if you ask Rohit, and probably he'll have a post-match press, if you ask him that you've gone past Chris Gayle, he himself will laugh and he'll say, I don't think, because he was saying the other day, I saw an interview where he said that for bigger sixes, you should give 8 runs or 10 runs.
Was he saying that?
Yeah. But he says I also hit a 6, you give me 6. Then Gayle hits a 6, you also give him 6. That's unfair. Gayle should get 8 or 10. He said that. He said that in interviews.
Extra marks for good handwriting.
He's like, my 6 to just goes just across the boundary. He was being modest, of course. He said, my 6 is just across the boundary, you give me 6 runs. And then there's Gayle who crosses the stadium also, you give him 6. That's unfair. So you should have an 8 and a 10.
By the way, he also has the longest 6 hit in this 2023 World Cup also.
That's why I'm saying modest.
Modest, yeah.
He just plays himself down that, I'm not that muscular, I'm not.
The level of 6 hitting is staggering in the past 10 years. If you look at it, each and every time, you especially look at his record against Australia, 84 sixes in ODIs alone. Overall, 130 against Australia in any condition. That shows pull shot, lofted shot, the cut shot, whatever are the cross-batted shots in white ball cricket, he masters them all. That's why when you look at 6 hitting, look at the spread all over. It is very consistent. It's not just concentrate on one particular area or region.
If you see, I think that's been his career graph as well. He scores mostly in the V, as most conventional batters would do, and then of course the one strength shot that he has, which is the wonderful pull shot or the hook shot. So of course bulk of the concentration being, let's say, in the V, and then of course you bowl him short, or maybe slightly short of good length, and he'll whack you somewhere on the leg side.
Another great aspect. brilliant player of spin. So the slog sweep also helps him.
Uses his feet.
And lest we forget, you're right, like he hits a lot in the V and then the pull. But don't forget, that's why I say the gift of timing. How many sixes has he got off a flick also?
Yes.
The ball coming just a flick there.
I mean, even in the 264 that he had hit, one just nonchalant flick.
All time.
All time. That sweet spot that is there in his bat.
He gives cricket romantics like us some hope. Yeah, because whatever said and done, sometimes I do not like the kind of batting that is going on where everyone just sees the ball and hits it through the line. Not only hits it, muscles it through the line, and you tend to think that this is becoming baseballish. Where everyone, and then where is that flair and what batsmanship was all about in cricket, where is that gone? Well, then this guy gives me hope, and I was like, no.
Rohit Sharma for me is the embodiment of the phrase makes batting look easy. He's that for me.
Lazy elegance.
And to an extent, even Virat keeps that hope alive of a conventional batsman, right? Not the one. Just that I think Rohit's, if I have to compare the two, Rohit's gifted with timing and Virat's gifted with mental toughness and grittiness. So I think those are their two strengths. And so they use that and then are so successful. So Virat clearly doesn't have the timing of Rohit. Rohit doesn't have that doggedness of Virat. And so those are their strengths. But what I like is both are those old school conventional batsmen and two of the most successful batters that you've got in white ball cricket. Might I add. So I'm not even talking about Test cricket, which itself is lovely.
Virat in fact is good.
Yeah, I'm saying with Rohit, I think the biggest compliment I could ever pay him, he's so elegant, he could be left-handed.
Wow.
Genuinely.
Nice.
Genuinely. I've never seen a right-handed batter more elegant.
Actually, you know what you can do, because some of these softwares allow you to do that? You can turn him to... you can actually see his highlights lefty.
Left.
Flip him around.
I think somebody done it on Twitter.
That'd be interesting to do. Let's try and do it. I mean, you can't put it on the channel.
Obviously.
But we can watch it. It'd be interesting to see Rohit Sharma bat lefty.
See, anything mischievous and he's up.
But to be fair, this is not mischievous.
This is not. I think that's a good point. Maybe we should try and watch Rohit bat lefty.
Yeah, maybe you can see a bit of Ganguly in that. When you see the sixes.
Exactly.
Especially the sixes.
Especially the spinner.
Pull shot.
But
Ganguly
again,
pull shot.
but the lofted shot. The lofted shot.
Yeah. But I think very different as batters. Ganguly, was unforgiving for the spinners. He would just attack them.
Especially left arm spinners.
With left arm spinners, I think there's a reason why you didn't see too many left arm spinners play for India on a consistent basis.
When he was captain.
When he was captain, because he would eat them up in the net and be like, this guy's no good.
Yeah.
I know.
He would.
And Rohit's consistency in six hitting, the same template, is across all formats. I mean, look at it. He's nearing 300 sixes in ODIs. He's 182 sixes in T20Is, and he's got 77 in tests in 52
That's
of them.
pretty evenly spread.
And he could be the only guy, if he plays for maybe a year or two, he could be that only guy to have hit
sixes across formats.
All formats. No one's ever done it.
But with 77, you mentioned for tests.
He's
He
could, because I think I have a feeling that he now, and you wouldn't have said this about Rohit Sharma 5 years ago, you would have seen him as a white ball player, but I think now he started valuing Test cricket a lot, and he's been very successful, as you've seen. So I think now, because of that unfulfilled wish that he had of playing long or Test cricket for a long time, if he has to give up formats, I think he'll let go of white ball and then try and extend his Test match career a bit in an effort to play a little more Test matches, which he probably missed out at his prime. When he was younger.
From 10 to 13.
But look how he's evolved as a Test batter too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's been incredible. I'd be very honest that I'd given up hope on him as a Test batter, because I used to believe in him so much. I used to keep pushing, no, play him. And then what happens when you start backing a guy and he keeps failing, and you say, no, I've had enough. I think, you should not. And that's when I started doubting him. Is when he really came back into Test cricket. Now I think one of your finest Test batter. So let him give up. Let him win this World Cup for India.
Yeah. Then I think he should
let go of
WTC.
T20. Let go of ODI. Go on a high and keep playing Test cricket for a few years.
Yeah. At least until the WTC final of 2025.
Yeah. Why not? And for transition in your test captaincy also, right? It will allow you time. In ODI, in a way, in white ball, in a way, you're already preparing like a Hardik Pandya. You can see that. Now with KL doing well, you've gone to him as a vice captain and he's captain. Maybe those are areas that you could look at. In test cricket, there is a big gulf because the one that you were preparing was Rishabh and then had that accident. You don't know.
Yeah.
So now the next guy you're looking after Rohit is Shubman. So would you want to do it so fast?
No.
You may want to wait a couple more years. So that will allow that transition to happen. So I'd be very happy. Rohit wins India the World Cup.
Yep.
Goes on a high. Let's go white ball and continues to play Test cricket for a few years.
Exactly.
It'll sort everything out.
Yeah. It's the perfect end for Rohit then in that sense.
Yes, Shivam. Sorry.
Rohit.
इंटरव्यू में रोहित ने कहा था कि मैंने जब 3-200 मारे पिताजी की कॉल नहीं आया, लेकिन जब मैंने पहले मैच में अपनी सेंचुरी मारी टेस्ट में, then he
Yeah. He's right, his father. Because everybody, would want. And by the way, it's quite similar, might I add, because he's telling the Rohit story where his father never even called him for a double 100 in ODI, but called him for his test 100.
Yes.
Because that generation, valued. It's similar for Yuvraj Singh as well. His father, he would say that he did, one of the biggest match winners you had in white ball cricket. But he would crave for test cricket simply because his father was a former India cricketer and craved for his son to play more test matches. So that happened. Also that generation.
Yeah. Even with Virat, the passion he has for test cricket is much more than even white ball cricket.
He's a rarity in today's day and age, Virat, which is nice. He genuinely puts test cricket there. Some of the players just say it because it's the quote-unquote right thing to say. But don't quite mean it. Now though you've reached the stage where players have said we won't even say it. Like white ball, you're not playing test cricket.
No, someone like Josh Butler said, he's saying, I don't necessarily want to be a success in red ball cricket. Reece Topley, when there were rumors that he would be foregoing his England contract, said it's okay if you want to be an IPL legend. There's nothing wrong with that.
Same with Jason Roy in that sense.
He got prayer. Correct.
That is why. So,
Rohit Sharma.
Totally blown away by this.
I just wanted to ask a question. How much do you think India would have scored at the batted first?
425.
400 plus comfortably.
Easy.
How much were there? How many overs were there to go?
15.
15 overs.
And they were going at scroll up.
Yeah.
I want to see what the run
7.5 close to.
So that's 400.
400, yeah. They would have easily scored 400. The Afghan batters were about 80-90 runs short, and even then they couldn't have been able to defend it.
Had India batted first, I'll tell you why. See this same thing. India batted first, gets 400. No chance Afghanistan are chasing.
They would have still gotten 300 plus
No,
something. I don't know.
Nothing. See what they thought. I go back. I can understand from their point of view. This was their plan. This was their plan that get to 280, 290, something like that, because that's their comfort zone. This is where they can reach, right? They weren't aiming too high. They knew this is a batting pitch.
Yes.
But let's play safe. Give ourselves the best chance. So they got somewhere there. Maybe another 20 runs they could have got. They were in a position to get it. But okay, let's take it. Now they were like, let's hope that Indian batters have a off day, a few wickets here and there. They start committing harakiri, and because apply pressure and something wasn't to happen. Hard of heart they knew, but I think they gave themselves
10 overs, 94 for no loss. It was done.
Why did they not bring Rashid earlier? You've got him in 120 for no loss.
Exactly, 120. I was just watching that. 125 for no loss India were at the end of 14 overs. 15th over he comes on to bowl. Why? You had Mujib bowl before that. You had
Fazal Haq all the time. He was the predominant bowler in the power play, which didn't work. You also had Naveen coming.
Exactly. When you had all of those guys bowl, why did you save him till the point? 125 for no loss.
Understand that. See, sometimes that is the plan A. Let's say without knowing how much the opposition gets, your plan is that we'll get him after the 15th over again. But you got to change that plan A to plan B when the team has had this start. So if they're going, if it's a 100-run opening stand, no way you're winning the game. So what do? As soon as they reach like a 60, 70, your alarm bells are ringing. You say, boss, before it reaches 100, and we're going to lose. And that's what they should have done. Whether that happened in the 6th over or the 7th over, whenever they've reached there, you bring in your best spinner, because you never know. As I said, funnier things have happened.
You could have gone against
picks up a couple of wickets.
We've gone with Mujib, who's anyway power play, and also opened with Rashid. Why not?
To be fair, you're talking about going against convention. They did go against convention by choosing to bat first.
I mean, that is.
But as I said, I can understand the reason
Yeah.
behind it.
I still don't agree with it.
No, India got 400. It was Tata, bye-bye,
no
pack
problem.
up,
Then
go.
bat,
You
then
say
bat 50 overs.
You say
Yeah,
100%
100% you're
psyche over
losing.
there was to not to be intimidated by the scoreboard.
No, I am saying here, when you do this, you give yourself a 15-20% chance of winning.
Yeah.
You put India first, 0% chance. They get you 400, finish, game, pack up,
Tata, bye-bye.
go home. You can get some runs, celebrate it, no chance winning. Here, they've just kind of opened the door, maybe on a given day. I'll tell you why. I'll give an example. When they got 270 odd, I had people in office ask me, will India stutter? Can they? Because they'd seen the Australia game, few wickets. Can every time Virat KL save, Afghanistan has a spin. All I'm saying is at least there was a seed of doubt when they got 270. People started asking that question. Reverse that. India bat first. You said 400, easy peasy.
Yep.
They get 400. Nobody gives Afghanistan a chance. Afghanistan don't give themselves a chance. They just come out there to bat. Here, just a little bit. Kya pata? Never know.
Yeah.
That sort of a risk they took.
So Afghanistan made the neutral happy at least.
Yeah. Vajma wouldn't be happy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Vashma Yubi.
Vajma Yubi was in our studio.
Yes.
She
No,
would-
second team won, so it's okay.
Yeah, but here she said I'd be happy if India beat Pakistan.
Not so
But
much
here,
as India beat Afghanistan.
but even if
What
they were
about
to
Pakistan,
beat thoda sa
Afghanistan?
okay.
No, this is not a beating. No, this
What about Pakistan,
Of
Afghanistan?
course you would want to.
Because, see, Afghanistan, anyway, their batters, look at it. I had pointed out, no, the strike rate was just, the best was 90. Barring the guys who did 25 plus. You stood no chance. And when 94 for no loss, 10 overs. Game over.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. And Rohit in that zone, any total, even if Afghanistan went 330, was not going to be easy at all to defend.
Okay, you think for India, let's say when the game was almost done, was there a case to send Shreyas Iyer ahead of Virat Kohli? I'm saying that because Virat's in form. And now you were in a position where you almost won the game by the time Ishan got out. Could you have been tempted, let's say Shreyas, get him some runs, because it just reversed the situation. If he had got a 50 like Virat did going into the Pakistan game,
Get
he's
some
the guy you
confidence.
needed to give some confidence, and Ishan. Rest of the batting order pretty much sorted, right? So could you have thought of that?
Yes, but I don't think they would have done it. Again, I think now is the time to not chop and change too much. Stick with what you have.
Because see, if they were 56 for 1, then I don't think
Then to Virat would have come.
No, of course not.
Virat would have, but
I'm saying
156 for 1, no.
That's what I'm saying. Then the game is done. Send Shreyas. Let him get a 50.
I think they don't want to change the position so much.
Or unless the situation is you don't change Virat's batting.
Yeah.
That's
Then
like
we-
it used to be with Sachin. Remember?
No, I think they've said we've experimented through the year. Now let's be consistent.
You remember, it can backfire.
How
Experimentation
would
and all
this
that.
backfired? You would
This
have
would
lost
have
that.
backfired.
How?
If Shreyas would have got down cheaply, then yet again.
No, but that he would have come and number 4 also could have got. I'm saying this is your chance, and you have to make the condition most conducive for him to get into form, right? And there couldn't have been a better situation than this, where one, best batting conditions, small ground, the other team under the pump, no pressure of you can lose it from here. Everything is sorted. Best possible scenario where you could have sent him and got him some run. He still got it, and I think he'll take that confidence
Yeah,
of
27
25 not out. So you go out, not out, okay, I've spent some time. But I'm saying the same thing, 15 not out.
And he got a fair amount of a short ball barrage against him. So he batted very well also against that. So
In all fairness, I'm not getting worried by short balls from Fasalak Farooqi and Naveen Ahmed.
But again, that short ball thing anyway has been overcome.
I think he's overcome that.
Yeah,
problem
he's
now.
found a way to play that. I
He was
also
just-
agree.
I think first ODI it was just unfortunate against Australia to found the fielder at mid wicket.
That
I
wasn't
think
more
it
so
was
than
David
that.
Warner.
Cover
But
you
connected. No. He pulled.
No, you're misremembering.
talking
You're
about
talking
the
about
Haris-
Haris.
Haris Rauf.
He pulled
Haris
Haris
Rauf.
Rauf.
Zaman took
And
the catch.
he pulled the shot perfectly. There was no problem with the
Perfect, yeah.
timing.
Exactly.
1 foot to this side or that
Yeah,
side, it was a boundary. It just happened to pick
Because
the pitcher.
you forget a person is out or not. You get to know whether he was uncomfortable with that
Or
short ball.
exactly.
That there was no sign of him being
Exactly.
uncomfortable. And it was, mind you, it was a quick delivery.
Haris.
Quick short ball.
145.
And he played it confidently, wasn't late on the shot, wasn't scared, nothing. Played it as confidently as
It was
any
like he
other.
expected it, and he knew he went full whack. Like the sound was nice. Just picked out
Found
Fakhar Zaman.
and that too a blinder of a catch.
Fakhar Zaman took a good catch.
Good chance would have dropped. Like went like a rocket to him, but caught him. Just grabbed it, like a rocket. The other image of the day, of course, everyone is talking about on social media. Shivam will show you as well. We put some videos out on that earlier. Was Naveenul Haq and Virat Kohli, and so them catching up, giving each other a hug, an embrace, and shaking hands. That's really, really good to see. But all I want to know is, I think it was Naveen who initiated it, right?
Yes. Yep. So Virat was, I think, he'd just taken a run. Virat was standing right there on the opposite side, on the bowler's end. Naveen comes, just passing by, has there's an exchange of words. There's a warm smile on both their faces. Virat then, of course, shakes hand with him, keeps the other arm around his back as well. There you see. Both have a brief exchange, good smiles, the crowd also responds, everyone's happy.
And Kohli at one point was asking the crowd to stop.
He did a Steve Smith to him in that sense.
But this was after the handshake or before?
Then you're saying, not sure, but you're saying before the handshake.
So maybe that was him acknowledging it. Could be.
By the way, I did ask this question yesterday when that thing was happening. I said, what if Virat does the same as he did for Smith, that don't say that? What if, and you guys said, no chance it's happening.
Right,
No chance he's going to do it with. Dil Walo ki is shown is that big heart he's shown. Maybe if it happened before, maybe that is what prompted Naveen then to go and.
Correct.
And
Maybe that's.
I think if you try.
No.
No, plus also with Naveen.
You can, because this is taken by
footage.
This is taken by somebody. So
very briefly, 5 seconds we can come out.
Yeah. So this is an image you can see actually, which is out where Naveen is there bowling and people are.
He's marking his run up there.
Yeah, and he's telling them, stop it, mat karo, stop it. So good, cut out of it, Shivam. So he did, and it does seem like that this is before the handshake.
Yeah.
If you just try and apply your mind and you look at the chronology of events, looks like this one happened first. Then of course he decided to come.
Really? Shane disagrees?
No, I gladly agree with him.
Acha, I thought you were saying no.
No.
That happened first, and so maybe that then kind of eased the tension, and Naveen realized that no, look is large-hearted Virat with that gesture, asking the crowd. And then so he went. Thank you. You said thank you Virat bhai. Aapne crowd ko bola.
I'm just thinking, Shivam, tell us this: is the average IPL fan now happy or not so happy because you had a derby of sorts?
The derby still continues.
So does the NSG RCB rivalry?
It doesn't because
stay there as intense or not?
No, because Naveen was a proxy. The real battle rages elsewhere. Of course.
No, but it just all added on.
It was added on, and the thing with Naveen is, as I say, he doesn't back down. Again, he's talking about going up in the run-up. Oh my God.
Okay, so Lucknow Super Giant has put up a post. Navirat.
Congrats, you've just replaced KKR as the most cringe social media channel out there.
Yeah, it is.
And this is coming from the channel that founded Gur Bazigar. They somehow outdone them.
Gur Bazigar wasn't bad.
It's kind of grown about me. Maybe because I use it so much.
Gur Bazigar was nice. I liked it. It was creative. Gurbaz for KKR.
And then with the sunglasses.
Yeah. That was nice. But Navirat
song was an absolute rage.
Main Bazigar. Yeah.
No, but that Gur Bazigar by KKR was good.
Yeah.
This Navirat by Lucknow Super Giants is cringe. This is cringe. I completely agree.
Anyway,
this is cringe.
Shivam, looking at the Bazigar memes, I mean, there was one meme circulating on social media, okay? Matisha Patirana, when he is with MS Dhoni, he has a Batman kind of a thing. Batman came when
Full Batman?
Yeah, when he's without MS Dhoni, he has that Bazigar-like look.
So,
Matisha Patirana.
So Dhoni is that like Jadoo had sun.
Yeah.
Like that Dhoni is that who gives the power.
Yes.
Power to Patirana.
He is the power, yes.
Jadoo without sun could not do anything.
That's what Patirana is. Because Dhoni is do. That's how it is. Do.
In this case, it's Dhoni.
That's what Pathirana was 6 shots. Dhoni. God. 180 runs in 19 overs, man.
But I'll tell you one thing, that I have to give it to MS Dhoni, which is why he's brilliant. Not about that. Remember his quote, which is now going viral, where he said that he's best suited for T20. Do not make him play ODIs.
And
Please do
and
not. Test, of course. But he's saying forget ODIs also. And see, that's what I'm saying. This is where the greatness of MS Dhoni is. That which something that again I mentioned earlier, Ravichandran Ashwin also alluded to.
Director.
That he's a director. He understands each person. So he's given a cast. And then once the cast is given, as in auction, because sometimes you want something in auction, things happen, sometimes it doesn't happen, sometimes it happens. But what he did was, he found that this guy is doing this guy is best at doing that, and then he casts them in those roles and gets them to do it. And so that is just been made even more truer because Pathirana, he knew the exact role.
Yes.
And with which
Pathirana.
format to use them. He just said, forget ODIs, forget tests, keep him for the shortest format only.
Sri Lanka's never listened to India. Never. Be it in anything, they have never listened. So it's a continuation of this entirely. So
What are you referring to?
That's fake, my friend, that's fake.
Do not
Don't fall for everything.
Shivam, I do not want to see any of this. Please stop. Why? I want to know.
Off camera, please. There's too much of political tensions.
You don't want to get into a controversy like Rizwan?
I don't want to. I'll do it outside the field of play. This is our field of play. No such comments. Outside the field of play, I'll do it. That's why Mohammad Rizwan escaped, by the way.
Yeah, but that's his personal handle. I don't care what
that's
he
fine.
said.
He can't be sanctioned by the ICC because he didn't do. If he had said it in the
field of
presentation, then
Yeah.
he could have been sanctioned.
Or more importantly, if he had criticized the officials on social media, as Shubman Gill,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
So that's why. I mean, if he had done it anywhere in the field of play, he would have been sanctioned. But since it's a social media, he will not be sanctioned.
Yeah. Though I did give this example when I was doing the other discussion that it's a political opinion, but sometime, and it's happened with a lot of Russian athletes, where the first world decided to bar them from playing. For example, Medvedev was not allowed to play the Wimbledon.
Yes.
Why was he not? And by the way, he's the one who criticized the war.
Yeah.
He did not support it, and yet because he was a Russian,
Yeah.
there's a. But
there was that Belarusian tennis player also, I'm forgetting her name.
Sabalenka.
Sabalenka.
Yeah. So my point is that was a decision that was taken. The only difference is that was a decision taken by a country because they are a host. So UK and the organizers and the first world got together and isolated the Russian players. So they decided to do it. Here the difference is it's an ICC event.
Yeah.
Had it been an invitational tournament by India, where you have invited players to come in, then a country could take, if they think that the political opinion expressed by XYZ is against what they align with, then they could have. But in this case, because it's an ICC tournament and ICC wants to be apolitical, because they do not belong to a country, and so it was decided. But I understand why it may have happened in Grand Slam, because Grand Slam is then owned by that country.
Actually, even the Wimbledon decision was wrong, no? Because
it was wrong.
Because
I agree. But all I'm saying is that is based on, let's say, a particular country, and if they, the decision is taken based on their alignment geopolitically.
Alignment and all is fine, but actually at that point, ATP had already taken action. ATP, WTA had said that no, they will not compete under their flags. Wimbledon took the unilateral decision, which is why points were suspended. Rightfully so.
I said that because they, as I said, it's run by a government, or not a government directly, but a country. So then you can take that decision. In ICC's case, that's not it, right?
Obviously.
It's a political organization. So you do not know which side, because there could be 10 countries and each of them are aligned differently. So what is the stance that you take?
Plus
so
double whammy for Russia also, the doping system. That also.
Yeah, but that had nothing to do with the Wimbledon. Yes, Olympic Games, I understand.
Olympics,
but that's besides.
Because you're not been playing under the flag for even 2020. You're not even going to get there in 2024. Now doping, the ban is ended, but now you can't play because of the Russian-Ukraine war. So that's why. And see, that's a matter of personal statement that you want to make. Now Mohammad Rizwan making that statement is nothing new.
Yeah.
So he's done it outside the field of play. You're not getting politics into this ICC event as such because he had not said it on the pitch. Had he done this on the pitch, he should have been sanctioned. But he did it outside Twitter and all the social media things. Unless if the PCB had said that, then they would have been liable to sanctions by the ICC.
Yeah, because they're representing the team.
Exactly. So that's why Rizwan will not be sanctioned because he did it outside of the field of play in that sense. So, but again, in this dark, gloomy world, at least the sight of Naveen Haq and Virat Kohli ending their feud, and also Virat showing the bigger heart that, okay, please stop it, don't mock Naveen. Like how he did for Steve Smith, it shows that he too is like a statesman of sorts.
Class act from the top statesman that you have in the Indian team. Simple as that.
I mean, you always Neeraj Chopra is also a statesman when it comes to Indian sports all over the globe. Virat is slowly getting there. I mean, he's not reached the Neeraj level of statesmanship. I mean, you saw what he did to Kishore Jena in the Asian Games. I mean, Virat, but he's done it for an Australian rival.
Exactly.
He's done it for an Afghan rival.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, he is one of your best statesmen that
I think because Virat firstly does know what it takes to be a professional cricketer. He doesn't just rate his professionalism right up there, but he knows that a Steve Smith, a Naveen Haq, these are all professionals as well. All they're doing is, plying their trade.
Aggressive factor now, I'm not that. He now realizes that he can channel his aggression in the best possible manner. And look, it's reaping dividends for him. I think that slump, it made him realize that, okay, maybe one of the things that I may have to cut down is the aggression rate, because I have to back it up with runs, I have to back it up with consistency.
But that realization had come long back.
No,
didn't
it was there until 2019.
Why do you say so?
No, because 2019, despite him doing the Smith thing, just before the World Cup, he was also giving a ticking off to Kesrick Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, there has been a change in Virat, and I'll tell you, I think I mentioned it earlier. I think it coincided with the birth of his daughter.
Yes.
Could be that too.
Yeah, because it happens. Fatherhood kind of changes you. If you're brash, and sometimes I mean, I was always a fan of Virat even earlier. I liked his aggressive style. What I liked is that he wasn't pretentious. He was what he is. He wore his heart on his sleeve. And I like that. And also probably because I grew up in a generation we were so used to just taking it verbally. Good players, all right. But I did not like the fact that, Srinath bowling a ball to Ricky Ponting and Ricky Ponting getting hit here. And then Srinath apologizing to him and he's telling him, why are you apologizing? Just F off from here.
Yeah.
Go back and or Slater yelling in the face of Rahul Dravid and so many other instances like that. I would want Indian players, I mean, I didn't want them to be obnoxious, but I didn't want them to take it down as well because they were representing us.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I loved what Virat did.
You could say that Sunny G was like that.
Sunny G would not take nonsense.
Yeah.
He'll never be the aggressor. Yeah. He was never the aggressor, but he would not take nonsense from anyone. He would like put the person in his place, but he'd be within himself, wouldn't bother about anything else. But also with him was, even if you're sledging him, there are times where he said, I just wouldn't hear. He was so into the zone. Yes. He would have no idea what's happening. So there could be an occasion where sometimes the non-striker would tell him, "Arey, wo ye bol raha tha." He said, "I didn't win." Yeah, just like so focused. Yeah. They say a story about Mr. Gavaskar, and I've asked him. They used to say that once he would be ready to go out to bat, if anyone spoke to him, got a mouthful, because his concentration would start much before he even went out. So he'd be in the zone, and if someone said, "Oh, sorry, wo mera pad dekha," or something like, he'd get it. So I spoke to him, and then he said, yeah, it wasn't like much before, but he's like, once he would put his box in, like that means he's ready. He's like, that's when I started visualizing what I'm going to do, thinking about my inning, how I'm going to be playing, and I didn't want any disturbance because it's like you're meditating and somebody tries to disturb. So he and then he'd go out and then just bat. So, but that was his strength, and I'll tell you why. In those days, because people keep talking about helmets and not wearing it and all, so the only option you had in those days, was to see the ball.
Yeah.
You had no other option as to, I'll pull it, if it connects, great, does not, that 1% chance you miss it. There was no 1% chance. It was life or death. So the only option you had was to have such high level of concentration that you could be calm enough to just see the ball till the end.
Yeah.
So then you had to make a split-second decision whether you will play a shot or you will let it go. But and also the ball swinging. So the greatest strength was that they would see it till it goes by. You'd see it very closely because it's a one shot. Ask someone just needs to go and Charlie Griffith and Nari Contractor, so you can go and visit that instance where it happened. Finished off his career. So
skull fracture.
So just one moment, and you're facing so many deliveries. So which is why you had to be in that zone. Today you have the helmet, so I say okay, I'll go for it. Best kya hai? वो helmet change करना होगा ना, or concussion and stuff.
And also imagine Sunil sir playing in an era where fast bowling used to be so intimidating. You had Holding, Garner, Marshall, Roberts. Oh man,
Thomo,
Lily and Thomo. Then you had Sarfaraz and Imran.
Yep.
Then you also had Hadley. Of course, Hadley wasn't a aggressive guy. He would just slice you with his swing. That is why. And look at these. And he luckily didn't face the South African bowlers at that time who were banned. And also England, if you look at it. You had Bob Willis. You had John Snow. Lever. All of them simply. And also spin, if you look at Underwood. Oh, it was truly, truly brilliant. That's why my grandfather always used to say, the rest of the batters are all fake in that era. There's only one genuine batsman and his name is Sunil Gavaskar. He would say he's the only genuine batsman.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, even when I was growing up, my father was.
Yeah.
I tell you, so when I was playing cricket, sometime my father would come to watch and play a shot. I'd be happy. No, he's not happy. Why? He said, you hit so many balls in the air. So I was like, so what? He's like, no, Gavaskar would never hit it like that. So anything Gavaskar did was the benchmark. Yeah, you had to just do that. So no, you would say like 3 of your shots like were in the air. I was like, so what? They went for a boundary. It doesn't matter. It was a bad shot. Exactly. Because Gavaskar would just play it along the ground. So you had to play. That was a benchmark.
And his defense. Oof. Man.
Okay. Baman is here.
Baman. Prithvi Patnaik is like saying, sir, there is no debate that Bumrah is the number one bowler in the world. But the way he's bowling on this flat track with short boundaries, I guess you may agree with me that he's the greatest bowler in the history of cricket. Ahead of Akram and Ambrose.
No, too early. Baman.
No,
Prithvi Patnaik. I am a big fan of Jasprit Bumrah. He is outstanding. Today on a flat track, 4 for 39. Amazing figures. Tells you how good he is.
His best World Cup figures.
Yep.
No doubt. He is very good. But he would right now have to fight for being the best bowler of his generation.
Yes.
Let alone the bowlers that you mentioned. Long time.
Man, Akram used to do it on roads.
And I'll also tell you, always judge across formats. How many test matches has Jasprit Bumrah played?
Hardly about 20, 25.
Yeah. How many did Ambrose and Akram?
98 and 100 and...
Right now you're not even sure if he'll play another test match.
No, I doubt he will.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Wasim, left hand and Ambrose, man. Curtly talk to
And I'm just not only saying that test match is the difference, even white ball records of these two bowlers.
Yeah. Akram 500.
Yeah.
And tests 400. Oof.
Yeah.
Rakesh Bhushan is saying, Rohit has knack of pulling behind the square and in front of square with equal ease.
True.
I haven't seen a batsman with such class that to a right-handed batsman.
True that. Very well put, Rakesh. Very well put.
Exactly.
That he has that.
Okay.
He does it very easily. And
exactly.
I mean, I think Ricky Ponting's that other guy who could do it this easily.
But Ricky was different in the sense that Ricky was always
that trigger movement,
and he was just so quick to get onto the floor, read the shot. With Rohit, he waits the ball to get onto him.
Yeah.
Ricky would always be ready for him, just whack it.
And you know what was incredible about Ricky? He could pull the ball while his weight was in the front foot. How you do it?
And also that same thing adjust and hit the drive also.
What Ricky Ponting's follow through, with that,
beautiful.
Oh, different thing altogether.
Legend.
Nothing a beauty.
Legend.
Nothing like that.
One of the greatest that we have had,
Completely
Ricky Ponting. Manchester Rising from the US is saying, if we are realistic, only 14th October, 15th November,
and 19th November
matters. Playing World Cup in India with 6 nations, you are almost guaranteed.
No, sir. I think there are
October 22.
There are
29.
6 teams. Even now, you'll agree that will fight for a spot. And even it's too early to say. You could be in for a surprise amongst those 4 that everyone was picking. There's a good chance 1 or 2 don't make it.
South Africa, Pakistan will
Yeah, they're going to fight for it.
They're
going to.
October 29th, October 22, 29th is
Tomorrow you'll have an idea. Australia, South Africa. You'll get an idea of what's going to happen.
What is South Africa?
Yeah, if they win, then Australia.
Australia's chances would take a big hit.
Yep. I'm saying, I'll even give you this. India is looking outstanding, and I think India start clear favorite. But in that scenario, if India lose to Pakistan almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
So they'll have 3 wins
out of 3.
and then they have to play Bangladesh, Afghanistan.
Netherlands. No,
Netherlands they play.
Yeah.
Bangladesh, Afghanistan.
Sri Lanka also they beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They'll have
5 wins.
Yeah.
Then they have to win 1 between Australia, England, South Africa, New Zealand.
Surely they could win 1.
Surely they can win. They could win 2.
They've always beaten New Zealand in World
So
Cups.
that means 1 between Australia, England, India, all these countries that we were saying.
Yeah.
So it's not that easy. It's not easy. Yes, 14th matters. 14th matters for India. But
I'm telling you, 14th, 22, 29, November 5, in addition to the 2 other dates.
I'll tell you even better. Every match from tomorrow onwards till the final matters. It's a World Cup.
It is a World Cup. Yep. Karthik K from the US. Rohit Sharma batted like.
He was lazing in Hawaii
Hawaii.
while sipping pina coladas.
Okay.
Good one.
Okay, Shubham is saying, love the World Cup team. We are looking really good. Rohit tons,
Yep.
Virat, Kishan runs, Shreyas 101 meter 6.
Well, that 168 was booming.
Oh, okay.
though I would have want Ishan again to show the one thing that really you noticed again with Ishan today, that lack of rotation came to the fore. I'm not saying that he had to be aggressive. He didn't need to be, because if the other guy is at the other end playing the way he is, you don't have to. Run a ball is good. But I'm just saying that you're looking at different facets of his game, because he's going to be crucial. We know that Shubman Gill has reached Ahmedabad, but still touch and go whether he plays that game or not.
Exactly.
So you would want Ishan to be in good form before that. Today again got out to a spinner, and you see that with the spinner, that's his weak point, his Achilles heel. So those slight areas, if
He
it can
looked
be
to whack
improved.
them, but then tends to also get out.
So it's either whack or defend. And in defense, sometimes he mistimes it, cotton ball, things like that. So
Today, 2 things that he got wrong with that shot. 1, he played early. 2, he missed at the ball. It was googly.
that's what happens, as I'm saying, with the spinner.
That's the problem.
So that's the worry. Though versus Pakistan, he doesn't need to worry much. They don't have too many spinners or a spinner.
They have spinners. They're just no good at this
Yeah,
format.
They're in terrible form.
I
at
didn't
this
want to
point
be
in
that
time.
way.
At this point.
Yeah, Nawaz is not doing well. Shadab is not doing well. Iftikhar seems to be the only guy, surprisingly.
Iftikhar is probably their best bet as an ODI spinner
Exactly.
right now, which tells you everything you need to know.
That's about it. That's
The youngster,
the youngster, Iftikhar Ahmed. Younger than Kohli?
same age.
Same age?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, okay.
Any other super chats?
No, I think we're done with supers.
Okay.
Switch.
No, Shubham's, have you taken?
No,
we've taken
we
it.
taken
yeah,
it.
sure.
you've taken it. Okay, you've taken a few more.
Oh,
wait, there's a new one.
New one from Patri. Baban. Sir, the batsmen should be judged in the 1975-2007 era, where quality of bowlers and pitch was difficult to bat. Same way post 2007 bowlers should be judged. That's why Billy Bumrah is the greatest cricket India's produced after Sachin. But yeah, again,
I get his logic is well taken, but I'm not going to proclaim anyone the greatest. Not now.
not now.
When
Yeah.
his career is done. Not now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to see the entire after career ends at this point. in time.
Yep.
Yeah. Any other?
Okay. Ketan Damle is asking Nashik Dhol or Pune Dhol. I've only heard the Pune Dhol, so I don't know the
Dhol,
Nashik.
yeah,
I haven't heard the Nashik one, so I won't be the right person to say anything.
Any idea?
Pune. I've also heard the Pune. I've not heard the Nashik one.
Okay, Mohammad Anazik. Okay, he wants to know, guys, is Shreyas' batting stance a little different before the 6-month injury gap? Looks more front on. Oh, that's interesting. I will take a look at that. I haven't really noticed, but to my naked eye, didn't seem anything was off or different. But now that you say, I'll take a closer look, unless one of you have noticed.
One slight thing I've noticed is he previously, when his short ball problem got exposed, very tentative. Now because he's worked on that issue in the nets, he looks a little more confident. So previously he would always look to bat out 10-15 balls in ODIs. Now, to his own detriment, sometimes he'll go for an
But
aggressive shot.
did you
earlier.
notice a change in his stance?
No.
Not so much stance,
I
more
didn't.
demeanor, not stance.
I have to look very closely.
exactly.
In the next game.
The broadcaster though did show a change of stance with Virat Kohli though from the 2019
No,
World Cup.
which he mentioned.
Exactly.
Which he's
The
mentioned.
stance become much wider
Yeah,
now.
he has mentioned that. He has mentioned in a few interviews with that.
Arun Teja saying, despite India winning, as a fan of Virat, it's tough to see him not getting enough time in the crease to score a century.
but
be
be a fan of India.
Scoring 50s and he's winning the games for India.
Finish the game off for you.
Exactly.
Was there?
Why obsessed with centuries? He will get it. He will get it. It's not as if he's not going to
He's
get it.
getting it. Who knows? Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, he does well against Pakistan.
Exactly.
Yeah, the one World Cup 100 is against Pakistan, Adelaide, and he's got 3, if I'm not mistaken, in the history of World Cups. Opening game 2011.
Bangladesh.
Yeah. Then I remember the 2015 one against Pakistan. Surprisingly, I'm not able to remember the other one. Why? Oh, I don't know. I have to check. I think he's only got 2. I don't think he's got any other centuries in that. So. Varun Parvatneni, I said in mid-inning show that Rohit is the best player of spin in our team and he just needs to stay beyond 10 overs to face them. It would have been some contest if not for him.
No, it wouldn't have been any contest.
It wouldn't have been.
Yeah, Rohit just made it academic, but it would have been no contest.
But agree with the first part that he said over there. Yes, of course, Rohit definitely one of the better spin players that you have right now.
Him and Shreyas.
Others have been circumspect to spin bowling.
Yeah, it is. So.
Abhishek Singh says the way Bumrah bowled on this dead batter's pitch tells that he will be a saviour come the 14th and all these other sort of pitches for India. Siraj may be hit or miss, but Abhishek, not just today. I think if you saw post-match discussion yesterday after Pakistan's win versus Sri Lanka, while we were all praised for how Pakistan really chased it down, showed a lot of maturity, the batting of Abdullah Shafiq and Rizwan. The one thing that we did say that yes, it was an easy pitch to bat on. Yes, it wasn't much happening for the bowlers, for Velalage as well as Thikshana. None of them were getting the kind of purchase that they want. But we did mention that had this been an Indian bowling lineup, they would have struggled to get that. Because in Indian bowling lineup with the X-factor players that they have, and I'll include even a Kuldeep alongside Jasprit Bumrah.
Yep.
Or even on a flat deck, they will pick up wickets. Even Shardul, as he showed you today, can pick up wickets, even though he didn't get his full quota, only bowled 6. But did show you. So India has those wicket takers in flat attack. So to chase this sort of a total versus India for Pakistan would be tough. And if it is going to be a batting pitch as we are expecting the Ahmedabad pitch to be, I think India start with a massive advantage because the Indian team can get a lot of runs. Pakistan, to get them a lot of runs, needs to have a slightly easier time with the bowling. And with that, India, they wouldn't get, there'll be no respite. Very few moments you get that you could
sustained levels of pressure which the Sri Lankan bowling was unable to do. This Indian team is far better on both the pacers and the spinners front as well. So that's why it won't be easy. I mean, as I said, if it's 350 India make, they're not going to make it very easy for Pakistan. I mean, as I said, 300, 320, that's about it. Because Sri Lanka's bowling was so woeful, they managed to get a record score.
Rookie Techie, with the point that you're trying to make, that by the way is his personal choice. There's nothing that the ICC disbars.
No, I don't want to take that
as a player, but I'm just saying.
I don't want to take all of this.
Political statements is what the ICC doesn't allow you to do, and none of that you've mentioned is any sort of political statement. So that's the clarification.
Akshay wants to know, do you see Shami or Shardul on Saturday?
It's the same team that we saw here.
Same.
People still think Shami and Shardul are competing for the same spot. They're not. It's between
Shami and Siraj.
Yes, it's between Shardul and Ashwin every single time, depending on conditions. And considering how Ahmedabad looks.
But you know what, today I thought, I am in agreement there that I think you will see this team versus Pakistan. So I doubt that Ashwin will play in Ahmedabad because it'll be a flat batting track and you may want to go with a Shardul there. So I feel that this is the team that will play. But though today I felt that instead of Shardul you should have played Shami. I'll tell you why. Because you really don't need a very long batting lineup versus Afghanistan. So this could have been a day where you really used your out and out 3 best bowlers, put pressure on Afghanistan, and then even if you did not have a batter at number 8, it wouldn't have been too much of a headache, right? You could have gone with that option today. versus in Afghanistan. That's why I say condition specific sort of a thing.
But
if you're
flat
taking
tracks and Siraj, which is actually mid innings we were talking about it. Do you think in the Indian team, given that he was ineffective today, flat tracks, because he relies on some purchase from the deck?
That is a debate between Siraj and Shami. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. But I'm saying
would
today.
you be tempted to think on those lines at some point?
Before this, there was no chance you were dropping Siraj.
Exactly.
He was starting, so you would have gone. I'm saying I would have added Siraj and Shami and Bumrah. I wouldn't have played Shardul today because I didn't need batting. Against Afghanistan, I would have been happy with 7.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's done. You would have more often than not got your runs. So that's why they could have used your best bowlers. Not against Pakistan because that they might need balance. So then again, I'm looking at some sort of batting at 8, which is why Shardul comes in. Yeah. But today against Afghanistan, you should have played all 3 fast bowlers is what I thought. It was a good chance to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vibhor Shah is saying, I will say our batting is one-dimensional after.
Can you show the points table, please, Shivam?
We need Surya. I will say our batting is one-dimensional after Rohit. Really?
Please. 2 months back, no one was clamoring for Surya.
No, it's not one-dimensional. So Rohit is an aggressive batter. Virat will play the anchor role. Shreyas is very aggressive. In fact, that's the criticism that goes his way, that he's never going to be that. KL will then play the anchor. I'm sure Hardik can play in any gear if he wants to.
Yes.
Same with Jadeja.
Same with Jadeja.
Same with Chaddu.
I don't think so. So that's the points table that all of you were asking. And now India have gone to number 2 spot. But by the way, today's win is so important because I have a feeling that if it does get tight between the 6 teams as we're expecting, then run rate will come into play. And India has done themselves a huge favor by winning the game as early as they have. Because all of this is going to come back later. Look at South Africa's net run rate, also very high. So there could be a good chance teams are tied on the same number of points, net run rate. So all of this is going to be very crucial going forward. So this win is not just in terms of the points that India has got, but also in terms of run rate, going to be very important.
Yeah, from 0.9 they have jumped to 1.5. That was 0.9 was
jump.
It is a big jump.
Big jump.
That is why. And as you approach the halfway stage, this will be
these numbers will start to make much more sense.
That will be the most crucial thing.
You're not going to be looking at net run rates for another 4 games at least.
And remember, it will always be for number 3 and 4. You saw even in 2019, it was for number 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Where
Not
it
1
went
and 2.
until the very last games. That's why. 1 and 2, if you have gotten it there, you will probably have gotten enough points to ensure NRR doesn't come into the equation.
Exactly.
We have more questions?
Any other
Last couple questions we'll take. And then
Yep.
we'll leave it. Are?
So Alston Menzies is like asking me, we got a road tomorrow and what would we be getting at Ekana, and whom do you pick the favourite tomorrow, Proteas or the Aussies? Do you see Aussies making a comeback like the English? Well, I mean, Temba Bauma's side have been in red hot form against Australia. I mean, they bounced back from being 2-0 down to winning 3-2. And remember, in the last World Cup, a weekend South Africa team did beat Australia. So that ended a 27-year jinx for them. So heading into this game, I think South Africa are the favourites. I think if they have the wood over Australia, I mean, 15 matches, Australia has just won 3 against South Africa. So that's why I think their bowling lineup, and they are battling very few injuries, by the way, South Africa. Australia are still battling some injury concerns.
Australia also in the last 5 ODIs have won just 1, right?
Yes.
Their downturn in form has been stuck. No pun intended.
And it's come at the worst possible time for them because they lost 3, they lost 2 to India, so 6 out of 6 they won only 1. They lost this match, it was 6 out of 7. So their downturn has come at an absolutely horrible time at this point. So Masoom Salman is asking, what about Surya opening with Rohit?
No, come on.
No.
Nahi, please no.
Surya is your number 6. That's it. Enough.
Okay,
Yeah.
Zakaria wants to know, what will you do if India lose to Pakistan?
Discuss and talk about it on our shows. What else
And
would
then
we
come
do?
back the next day. It's
Yeah.
not the end of the world.
That's what we'll do, yeah.
hope to beat
What do
them
you
in
want
the
us to do?
semi-finals, finals.
You want us to do something? Mention in the comments. We'll think about it.
Exactly.
No, you lose on Saturday. If in case you do, you try to beat them in the semi-finals, final, whatever it is.
Santosh Jaju wants to know how many points guarantee a qualification. Not this, you won't know, but 12 is the kind
think
of
12
thing
is the
that
cutoff.
most teams will target. Just like the IPL, you know,
16.
sometime 14 is enough, sometime 18 is also not enough.
Yes.
So where 16 seems safe. So again, it will depend on how or the competition is like. Does it become one-sided with 4 teams really moving up, the remaining going down, or it is a bunch of 8 teams? We don't know.
Yeah.
So it will all depend on that. But I think for now teams will target 12, 6 wins. I think that'd be their aim.
That will be the aim. Yep.
Yeah.
So the first week of this World Cup has ended.
So of the 6 wins, India have 2.
Yep. And the first week has seen plenty of action.
Tripti Dimri,
Yeah.
Rohit or Lara.
Lara.
The prince.
Lara.
Yeah, he's
Not
my
a question.
sentimental favorite. I've always said it if you've been watching our show. So it's a wrong question to ask.
Yeah.
He's been my favorite for a very long time.
The greatest
So
challenge.
pick somebody else, I would have gone for Rohit. But you've got Lara, so
Lara, what about?
he's also said Lara.
The greatest challenge is to replicate his batting. It is
Darren Bravo tried.
He must have been he must have been a Bharatanatyam
He only
dancer,
was
I'm telling
successful in looking like Lara, but not being able to produce batting.
Correct. Darren Bravo.
you. He must have been a Bharatanatyam dancer, yeah. The feet movement and the way how he would move out.
Can I tell you,
the crease.
nobody played spinners better than him.
Muralidharan had nightmares over Brian Lara
Because
and won.
use of feet, going forward or back, cutting, sweep, dancing down straight up, everything. Everything.
Ray, how he would launch Shane Warne over deep mid-wicket, dancing down the track. Thing of beauty. That's why the
Which is why you see, if you hear all Australians, they won't pick between Sachin and Lara.
Yeah.
So most conversation people will pick Sachin, but listen to the Australians, they'll never leave out Lara. They've been on the receiving end.
Brian Charles Lara, indeed. The prince, the greatest.
And so he named his daughter Sydney.
Yes.
Nobody scored 400.
No, he scored 277 there and 375, 400.
No.
Yeah. He matches Don Bradman at least in that one aspect. 2 triples.
Yep. Okay, final question. Naman Kanpal wants to know, we need to add an X factor against Pakistan, or at least versus New Zealand. X factor, I'm guessing you're talking about Surya Kumar Yadav.
Have you seen Pakistan? No.
Oh, Shane.
Come on.
No, I mean, he has a point. You could agree, disagree with him.
I think our batting lineup
But that's
is such
Shane being
that-
Shane. So
I think our batting lineup is such we don't need
Shane
an
does like to
X-factor.
treat most things with disdain.
no, I get your point. I think, Naman, you're making a point, and I know of a lot of people who are thinking on the same line. But ask me personally, I wouldn't fidget with this Indian team. It's pretty much sorted.
Exactly.
The balance is there. They're doing well. I agree that you would be tempted. Maybe you want to bring in, but I wouldn't want to see that. I think that would be, just trying too many things. And the Indian team has been found guilty of doing that sometimes. Dinesh Karthik you take as a finisher, but sometimes no, let's remove him, get some, all of that hodgepodge, khichdi. Don't do that.
Yep.
Don't fix something that's not broken.
Exactly.
That's it.
Stability, boss. We want stability. That's going to help you win the World Cup.
Correct.
So, okay. Any further questions?
Good.
Oh, you got your.
Yeah. Chalo, on that note, thank you so much for your company. We'll.
Yes. On cue, there was the music.
big game, India Pakistan coming up. All the latest updates. Tomorrow we'll have a discussion with Mr. Gavaskar
Yep.
on the India Pakistan game. So don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today if you haven't already. Long World Cup, we're just getting started. Look forward to your company. Bye bye. Take care.
Nandri.